And blessings and namaste to all light warriors, workers, and everything in between. It is I, Sophie, today. I just came back from a little vacay um, with waterfall, scenery, all of that stuff to ground myself because I've been all over the place. So, I came back and I'm feeling good, which we should be feeling good. And I just decided that it was time for me to speak again. And this time was basically because. Um, I want to dispel a little bit of myths up there because I'm not quite sure if a lot of these teachings, a lot of this fanfare is really doing your soul justice. And the reason why I don't feel like that it is because many people are contacting me and getting a little bit frustrated that, why aren't there manifestations coming? And even myself, I keep going through those things, and it's not that they never come. They just never come at the time that I want them to come. And, you know, I want them there, you know what I mean? So I started to realize that it's a lot of fanfare when it comes down to the spiritual community right now. And there are certain things that are designed to hinder you, to hinder your growth, but it's in the disguise that is there to actually better you. And one of those things is the widely known law of attraction, okay, and the vision boards and things of that nature. So, many people have found themselves putting together vision boards and trying to, balance out the law of attraction and manifestations and things of that nature. And they're realizing that things are not just flowing the way that everybody else said that they should flow. Okay, because you're watching them on TV and they seem to have the world, and now you're sitting around, you're still like, okay, well, when are my ships coming in? There is a deception around this. It is a deception surrounding this. And some of us who have eyes to see have the ability to identify these illusions that we live in. Okay. So, first of all, I do want to say I am by no means discrediting the law of attraction. Okay. The law of attraction does work. However, it does not work in the manner that is being put out there. Okay. The law of attraction works alongside the law of reciprocity. Okay? The law of attraction is the law of reciprocity. And once you see it that way, you'll understand now why things aren't just flowing and magically appearing in your house or in front of your door or in your face in any kind of way of that nature, right? Let me ask you guys something. If you want to go deep, what is it called? Deep water fishing? I think that's what it's called, right? And you want the big fish. You want the swordfish. You want the big tuna. Okay. Would you use a small fish worm to attract it? Say that you actually wanted to get yourself a great white. Okay. Would you use a worm bait to attract it? No. The law of reciprocity, the law of attraction, has everything to do with the vibrational match that you yourself are putting out. Okay? I don't care how long you stand in front of a board with pictures and think that you're going to manifest it. It doesn't work that way. Okay? There's a certain vibrational match that you have to put out and that has to come back to you. Why is my hair getting on my nerves? Okay? So, in other words, even if you were planting seeds, okay, say you were out there gardening and you said, "Ooh, ooh, 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 I want to plant a whole bunch of daisies." Okay, you go out there with daisy seeds, you plant it, you start watering. Why would you expect to reap roses, tulips, anything outside of anything that you yourself just planted? That's your law of attraction. Do you understand now? In order for you to attract the things that you need in your life to better your condition, okay? Whether that's financial, whether that's emotional, mental, spiritual, however it is, in order for you to attract those things back to you, you have to put those things out there, okay? You cannot expect to have all of this wealth and, all of this joy and peace and love and blessings when all you've done was put out discord and selfishness or greed. Are those vibrational matches? No. So the law of attraction is designed to bring back what you put out. We don't make things like this difficult. And we don't like to give false hopes, okay, when it comes down to life, because you will either see it working or you won't. And it shouldn't take you years and years and years and years and years. As a matter of fact, it shouldn't take you all day long to recognize that it was sunshine. Okay? So you will know by the reflection of your life, your reality, on whether or not something is working. And let's face it, there's so many teachings out there. Who are we going to trust, right? I watch people too, and I'm going, And then I watch others, and I'm going, But ultimately, your reality is the one that's going to matter the most because everybody's walk is not the same. Okay? And even in the law of attraction, when you're dealing with trying to manifest a mate, okay? You want to bring a mate in. I need this mate to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Hey, that's your criteria, right? That's what you want. But for some strange reason, it's either delayed or something else comes along instead. The reasoning is, babies, it's not that you're unworthy of it. It's just that sometimes we're not ready for what it is that we're asking for or that we think we want. So before we get that, we typically get the mirror first. The mirror that comes into your life is a direct reflection of you. A lot of times, the things that you can't stand about that person is the things that you fail to identify within yourself. You say, hey, I attracted a narcissist. Do you have narcissistic traits? Okay. Hey, I attracted, somebody that's mean or vindictive and stuff like that. Just because you may have buried it and it's not showing in the surface, are you really operating in that energy as well? Did you hide it from yourself? Are you in self-delusion? Okay? So when your mirror comes in, your mirror shows you every area of your life that you may have failed to see within yourself. Also identifying patterns. And that's the way this universe works. We learn how to identify patterns and trends. And I'm not just talking to people who have experienced one lifetime. I'm talking about those who have experienced many lifetimes. Okay? You cannot expect to attract something to you that you yourself is not willing to put out. Ask yourself this. When was the very last time you invested in people as opposed to things? All right? When was the last time that you was there for somebody who really, 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 really needed you at that time? When was the last time that you fed somebody that might have been hungry or even gave away some resources or to help someone else out? Don't you realize, babies, that the more blessings that we become to other people, the more we attract that in our energetic field? Why? Because this is what we're putting out. So now the law of attraction works in your favor. You've got to get back what you put out, right? It's just unfortunate when you attract something negative. But even in that case, having the ability to see it for exactly what it is, another life lesson for you, will put you in that vein to do a little bit better or to try a little bit better. This should not by no means be a chore for you. Okay? There's a lot of people, oh, that's too hard. Oh, I got to change this to be that. I like who I am. Do you? Do you? The fact of the matter is most of us don't even like who we are because we don't even know who we are. From the time you hit this realm, you've already been labeled. You've already been given an identity. You've already been given expectations. Who are you? Right? Who are you? Who are you really? So we have a hard time accepting ourselves because we really don't know ourselves. We know what everybody else's opinion is of you, even your family, the people that you hold very close to you. They have labels for you too. It's human nature. We can't get upset for that or of that because for a long time, many of us have been trapped in a box. Limited belief, stinking thinking, that type of thing. The teachers used to say, "Oh, you got a problem with stinking thinking." So, we do have that, and so when something we're trying to manifest something good in our lives, we also can self sabotage it. Yeah, because the truth of the matter is sometimes when good things come into your life, you really, really, on a subconscious level, don't believe that you deserve it. And that's when self sabotage comes in as well. So now that you're already thinking that you don't deserve it, what exactly do you think you're going to attract into your life? Okay? That's the true law of attraction, is the law of reciprocity. I don't care how long you stand at a poster. I don't care how long you meditate and think about a thing. You will not bring it to you until you put your hands to the plow and do the work necessary. Faith without works is dead. That has been taught to you, left to you by your ancestors. Okay? So, we need to know that the law of attraction is the law of reciprocity, and it must be a vibrational match. Okay? We're not going to try to attract sharks and swordfish and tuna with an earthworm. It's never going to happen. So, you have to do the work to attract the bigger bait. So now that you have done the inner work, your bait is bigger. All right? What you're putting out is bigger. Therefore, what you're attracting to you is bigger. I don't care who you are. When it comes down to race, religion, creed, everybody had some type of trauma or a struggle or obstacle. Everyone needs to heal from something. And just because your obstacle, your trauma, your struggle does not match somebody else's doesn't invalidate them. We already know a poor man's struggle and a rich man's struggles are two different things, right? But it's a struggle all the same. And there's lessons in it all the same. All right? So we know now, in order for the law of attraction to work for us in our favor, we have to invest in it. Okay? We have to put that out there. You want joy and peace? Be somebody else's. Right? You want love? Learn how to love. All right? Now, what I'm saying about that is this is my opinion on things. The highest light is the light of truth. The highest law is love. Okay? And this is truly an inward journey because we have got to learn how to be at peace with all men, peace with our surroundings, peace with the divine. We're not here on earth by ourselves. What do you mean, Sophie? What I'm saying is there are other life forms on this earth. Some of them agreeable, others not so much. Right? But you should never let those outside influences bother you or hinder you from moving forward. Because each lesson in life is designed to get you to the highest version of yourself. And trust me, there's a lot of lessons out here, okay? Some of the things that you thought that you healed from, you didn't. And you're not going to know until you're faced with your reflection. Another part of the law of attraction, relationships. Relationships. We want the best for us, but can we give the best in return? We want unconditional love, but can we love unconditionally? We want people to dote on us and shower us, but can you return that same energy? See now how the law of attraction works? You naturally get back what you put out. And we have to correct our trends, our cycles. We have to reconcile the paradoxes. And I know y'all hear me say this a whole lot because some patterns in your life, you're not even seeing that you're repeating because it does not look the exact same way, but it's the exact same energy behind it. Okay? One thing that we have to know out here, babies, is we got to stop looking for outside influence to change us. All changes have to come from within. Yes, outside influences do assist, but they're never going to make the full change. That's up to you. Okay? And we do this once we get our minds right and our hearts right. This is something that you have to work to. Do not think because there's a flash, because there's solar rays, because there's planetary alignments, because we're entering into a certain dispensation of time that these things are going to be given to you automatically. No. We have to work with these cycles through these seasons. Okay? Nobody's going to automatically become the best version of themselves because of a flash of light. Your mindset might not even be ready to understand the experience that you're about to take on. And until you do that, you're still going to struggle. There is no just manifesting without effort. Energy in, energy out. Okay? Chi in, chi out. When we make up our minds that we want to be the best versions of ourselves, we put in the work to do so. And your best version might not look like somebody else's best version. There's some people that's best version has everything to do with health. There's some people's best version that has everything to do with wealth. Some people's life, what they consider a good life, is simply freedom. While other people's identifying a good life with the ability to travel or the ability to, have unlimited resources so you can get the things done that you might want to get done. Nobody's idea of a beautiful, prosperous life or experience has to be the exact same because we don't have the same missions. Okay? And because our missions are different, what we're going to strive to achieve will be different. The warrior trains a lot differently than the teacher or the healer. Do you understand? But what cannot be severed from us is the fact that they're still in training all the same. Right? All right. So now, getting back to attraction, getting back to bringing things back to us that we are putting out. Know that there's still no shortcut. And a lot of you have tried it and realized that it didn't work. Who did you get frustrated at? I'm curious, who? Did you get frustrated at the teacher that taught you that? Did you get frustrated at the divine, or did you get frustrated at yourself for actually believing it? All three answers are acceptable, okay? Because many of us have went through all three things. But as we are continuing to grow, more and more things about yourself is going to be revealed. Things that you thought you healed from a very long time ago might not have been actually healed, but suppressed, buried, unacknowledged, forgotten. And it's only the time that you'll meet your reflections that you'll see it manifest. Some people call it triggers. Okay? We want to attract the best things in our lives for the highest good, but for what purpose? Have you even asked yourself that? Even the way you plant your garden, okay? When we're dealing with seeds. I want a daisy garden. Or I'm getting tulip seeds. And I scatter these all over, right? And then I get frustrated when they come out and they don't look their best. Or even better yet, how do you even expect to have a whole flower garden when you're dealing with weeds? How do you expect to see a bunch of tulips if you're planting daisies? Do you understand how these things have to match? The self-work, the self-love comes along with this. And honestly, I don't think a lot of us understand what it means to have self-love. I think from what I am watching, what I'm observing, that we think, okay, we want to look our best, we want to dress our best, we want to boss up in some kind of way. What about the way that you think? Why is that not on your priority? What about the way that you love others? What about bettering your health, your condition, your mental health? Because if you get your mental health together, everything else falls in the line with that. Your spiritual health, your emotional health, all of that, right? We're so focused on what the world sees when it comes down to us. What do I look like on camera? All right. What does, how was my smile? How's my eyes? You know, when I drive down the street, what type of vehicle do I have, right? What does my house look like? We want to make impressions on the world to make us feel better. Is that self-love? Or is self-love accepting where you are and working towards something better? Is self-love accepting your flaws and knowing that they need to change? Is self-love understanding where you've been and where you're going and how to keep moving? The growth. Is self-love just being strong along, with the fray because we're too scared to stand out. We don't, we got to fit in. Babies, you're talking to somebody that's never fit in. I can get along and be a part of many things because I have learned the principle on how to be at peace with all men, right? But that does not mean that I belong. When we attract our soul tribes, that still does not mean that we're all going to think the same, but that does mean that we're working towards a common goal. Too much fanfare, even with your religious institutions, your churches, your mosques, your synagogues, or even in nature. These were still rituals, writings, things that was passed down to us from generation and to generation to generation. But once again, what are you looking at? Have you figured out how to discern what was positive versus what was negative? Or are you simply repeating patterns of the old? Are you attracting the same things that your ancestors attracted in their lives? Are you doing something better? The law of attraction is going to work with the law of reciprocity. The inner work has to be done with you. And the only way you can get to those phases is if you admit and recognize the areas that you are flawed and need healing in. Because trust me, if you don't recognize it on your own, someone will be sent to teach you. And I'm not just talking about romantically. I'm talking about friend groups, all of that. Somebody will teach you. It's better for you to discover it on your own. It's better for you to pay attention to the trends and the patterns of your life that have always been repeated. Same energies always coming through. Are you one who always like to start something but can't quite finish because you're on to something else? Okay? Are you an individual who, no matter what it seems like you need to do, you just feel struck? You just not stuck, stuck. Sorry, I'm not editing anything. This is a disclaimer. How it comes out is how it comes out, and I mess up a lot. So y'all just gotta, you know, deal with that for a second. It'll get better over time. But are you one that constantly feels stuck? Like you're unable to move, boxed in? Are you a one who are constantly worried about what others think about you? Do you have to have an air? you know, you know what I mean? Okay. What I'm saying is, have you had trauma, that you just suppressed, and now all of a sudden you have children, and they're displaying the same characteristics that you displayed when you were a child. Some things like that we consider generational. Are you here to break it or repeat it? You have to put the ego down for a second. Okay? There is a healthy ego that will give you a sense of identity so that you can present it to the world. Yes. But there's also a very unhealthy ego where you cannot be corrected, where you cannot see your own flaws. Okay? When you cannot acknowledge the areas of your life that you need to change. And once again, this should not be a chore to you. Changing and evolving should be a natural process once you do the deep reflection. And you'll be able to see the areas that you need changing or evolving by what? What you're attracting. Do you understand? I hope you do. That message was for someone today, including myself. All right? Because most of the time when I'm teaching you guys, I'm self-reflecting. Trust me. All of us have work to do. We get to certain points and we're like, hey, yeah, I made it. I made it. And then bam, here come another issue that I thought that I healed from a long time ago. It's okay to admit your flaws. It's very much okay to know that you make mistakes. It's okay to know if, what you thought once was a highest truth is no longer a highest truth and you have to move on from it. It's okay to show genuine love and compassion to others around you. They need it. And that same love and compassion that you threw out, now you'll attract it. Do you understand? That is all I have to say, okay? Because I'm getting ready to head out. But just so you know, I am Sophie. I love you all. Probably more than you know. And probably a lot more than y'all love me. But it's okay. I'm here to give. I'll get back. I'll attract back what is naturally given. So, enjoy your weekend. I'm Sophie and I love you all. Bye bye now.